KLCS spotlights the winners of the 2015 Video in the Classroom Awards in the Los Angeles Unified School District. This is the Video in the Classroom Showcase.
Hello and welcome to the Video in the Classroom Showcase. I'm Jorge Briceño. Throughout this series, we're seeing how students and teachers in the Los Angeles Unified School District combine various disciplines of the school curriculum into award-winning classroom video productions. All of the videos featured in our program were recognized at the 2015 Video in the Classroom Awards. Our first production today comes from David Massey's film class at Chatsworth Charter High School. It's called STEM Man. STEM is an acronym that stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. STEM Man tries to use all of these disciplines to solve problems. Let's see how well he does.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, Dad. Kat, honey, can you go inside, please? I got your paper.
Thank you. So, what now?
I don't know. I guess the teacher will tell me at the conference.
You know, she used to be such a good student. Now she's failing all her classes. It's ridiculous.
Well, she's not failing all of her classes. I mean, she's getting, what, a B in painting? But honestly, Dad, I don't know what to do with her anymore.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be back between an hour or two.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
So, you thirsty?
I'm okay.
Sweetie, what are you doing?
I'm taking a selfie, Grandpa. Can you please leave me alone? I'm trying to focus.
A self what?
A selfie, as in a picture for Instagram? Never mind.
Selfie, huh? Back in my day, we didn't have any fancy phone cameras or none of that. Heck, no one even cared what your face looks like.
Oh, no way! STEM Man! Where is STEM Man? STEM Man's heroic escapades have not been seen since 1975. 40 years later, only one could imagine what he's doing, let alone if he still walks among us. Oh man, I would have loved to see him in his heydays.
So you like STEM Man, huh?
Like STEM Man? Gramps, he's the best.
I don't know, you kids still talked about STEM Man.
Yeah, the history teachers always talk about him at the end of the year, and little kids still play STEM Man.
Well, let me show you something. Take a look at this. What do you think?
Grandpa, you're not STEM Man.
You're right, I was.
You're such a bad liar, Grandpa. You're not STEM Man.
I'm not lying, Kat. You know who invented the first jetpack? STEM Man, me.
No way. My grandfather's STEM Man? You saved all those people.
Yeah, things were simpler back then.
What do you mean?
It was the 60s. Love and peace was in the air. Our school was emphasizing science, technology, engineering, and math. Yeah, I thought there was no point at first, and it was a bit of a hassle and very different. We had a coordinator named Pablo who helped the school integrate it. Well, Pablo was a great guy. That year, my chemistry class was actually interesting. We had lab kits and chemicals for experiments. It wasn't just working out of the textbooks. It was actually fun.
Yeah, that's great, but when was the first time you actually became STEM Man?
Well, probably a few months after the STEM program was implemented. In the 60s, my teacher had a huge record collection. So much so that someone decided to steal her albums. I felt like something had to be done.
So what did you do?
Well, the criminal only took the vinyls and not the actual package with it. I learned in my chemistry class that our aluminum powder is highly attracted to the oils in your hands. So I took fingerprint samples, and it turns out our thief was just enlisted in the army, and it was easy to match the prints.
Grandpa, Grandpa, I can't believe you did all those things.
You know. Hey, take a seat.
That's so cool.
Well, you know, Katerina, if you pay attention in school, if you apply yourself and really learn the material, later on in life, you'll use it.
Well, like what? School's useless. It doesn't help you in the real world. In the real world, I need to pay taxes, not know the massive CO2.
Look, you may not need all that.
I remember when there was one time when there was a stray cat that got stuck in a tree outside of our school. That poor cat was so high up and too scared to jump down. Well, this was trickier than the first one. I mean, the poor cat was going crazy, and the nearest fire station was at least 30 minutes away. This time, I had to build something instead. I used data from engineer Theodore von Karman's 1936 graduate thesis and tested a small, alcohol-fueled motor for rockets. It really helped me with my jet propulsions.
My NASA mission took about weeks.
Mission? I've never heard this one before. Did you put a dog in space or something?
Well, not a dog, but I did help put the first man on the moon.
You put Neil Armstrong on the moon?
Well, not literally, but I did with the help of many other people.
NASA already had 7 manned orbit missions, with their next goal being the moon. Their problem was, how would they make sure their precious cargo would land safely? We worked tirelessly on these giant computers. We would run so many calculations to find out the amount of thrust they needed to land safely and at what angle to land at. After about 2 weeks, we were able to figure it all out, and the rest was history. Who knows where I would have ended up without the help of my NASA team.
You know, Kat, I really love being STEM man, but as the program got set more in place, people started taking up jobs as scientists and engineers and fixing their own problems.
There's always a need for STEM man. I bet there are plenty cats in trees.
Yeah, true. You know, I'm very grateful for the program, and you should be too. Me and your mother are very worried about you.
I know, Grandpa. It's just that I never really had motivation, but I want to be STEM man.
What?
I mean, I don't know if I'd be any good, and technically I'd be STEM woman, but I even drew up this design. I don't know, maybe it was a bad idea.
Whoa, Kat, anyone can be STEM man or STEM woman. I would love for you to be STEM woman, you know, but it takes a lot of hard work. Are you prepared?
I'll start paying attention in class, and I can even get a tutor to get ahead. Can I add an A?
An A?
I want to add art. I love it so much, and it seems like it'd be a part of it. Like for diagrams.
That sounds great, Kat. I don't know why I never thought of that. You know, you'll be STEAM woman. You'll do fine. I'm so glad you found your motivation, and you'll be a great STEAM girl.
Thanks, Grandpa. I love you.
Using science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, STEAM Woman helps all those in need. Things were difficult, both physically and mentally, but she never gave up. She became a great help to the city, but not as much as her fellow STEAM companions, you.
And now, let's meet the teacher who supervised the production of STEM Man, David Massey.
David, congratulations on your Vic Awards, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about your project, STEM Man. How did that develop?
Well, the prompt was a little difficult. We were debating which genre to go with because it had to do with science, technology, engineering, and math, and we couldn't think of a narrative. And so we were thinking about doing a documentary. And then we had these story meetings, and one of the kids said, hey, what if he was a superhero? And that's what started the process. And from them, we just kept brainstorming. And finally, they came up with this STEM Man superhero, this academic superhero. So that's how it came about.
So you're a dedicated video production teacher, and making videos has become just incredibly ubiquitous. Everybody's got a video camera in their pocket. Are you finding that is enhancing the student outcome, or are you finding that you're needing to maybe reteach or unlearn some of the habits that they're picking up shooting videos on their own?
Both. I think it's a plus, first of all, because anytime you can shoot, I think that's key. I might date myself, but there was a time when you wanted to film, it took some money. You had to find a roll of film, you had to develop it, you had to, even the editing was different. You had to actually splice the film. When I was in film school, that's the way we did it. So right now, because of the technology, everybody can capture images. Now the downside to that is improving the craft. You know, not every story is told well. Not every shot is composed correctly. Not every angle is the proper angle for that particular dialogue or that particular scene. How do you cover a scene? How do you edit? Is your editing pacing your video, or is it slowing it down? Should you leave something on the editing floor? So that's what they don't get from being out there by themselves and freelancing. And so that's where I think the classroom and key instructors that are well versed in filmmaking, that's where they're going to basically enhance those passions and make filmmakers.
Well, David, congratulations again to you and your students, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
To learn more about the Video in the Classroom Awards, go to our website, klcs.org, and click on the Education tab. There you'll also learn how to go about submitting your own classroom video productions and look for our upcoming online series, Hollywood Homeroom. Until next time, keep those cameras rolling.